Before we start the podcast, we want to take the time to say if you like us, please follow, like, comment on SoundCloud, comment on YouTube, subscribe, rate, and comment on iTunes. It really helps us out and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome to Anime Cherry Bomb, the #1 nudie speech podcast. I am the pig in human clothing, Aaron, and with me is the Fight Club president himself, Jay. Jay, how's it going?
It's going good, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What I'm having a little trouble remembering what anime did we cover this week?
It's a Spanish anime called Kill la Kill or something.
A very French anime, Kill la Kill.
Le Kill.
La Kill.
But we're doing Kill la Kill.
The instant anime classic,
Mm-hmm.
Kill la Kill. So let's
I have the
do
synopsis.
you have the synopsis ready? So
Yes.
let's hit it with the synopsis.
So I don't know who made this synopsis, but it's on Google when you Google it. Google the anime.
Credit Google.
Yeah, so credit Google. So student council president Satsuki Kiryuin and her underlings, dubbed the Elite Four, rule Honoji Academy. They have the school under complete control thanks to their special outfits, Goku uniforms, that give them superhuman abilities. When transfer student Ryoko Matoi, who is searching for her father's killer, comes to Honoji, she challenges the Elite Four to a battle that quickly consumes the school. When Satsuki recognizes Ryoko's scissor-shaped sword, she wonders if their encounter is just a coincidence or if it's fate.
Yeah, so it's pretty much describes the first half
Mm-hmm.
of the anime.
Yep.
So before we share our opinions on it, let me read some of the facts.
Okay.
So it was released in 2013. It's 24 episodes and an OVA, and it's genres span action, comedy, and magical girl. And it's the very first original anime by Studio Trigger, which they've also done Infernal Cop and Little Witch. So go check out
Those podcasts.
those podcasts. All really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by the legendary director himself, Hiroyuki Imaishi, who's done Space Patrol, Gurren Lagann, Panty and Stocking, and the upcoming movie Promare.
Uh-huh.
Again, Panty and Stocking, go check that podcast out.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll do Girl Noggin.
Oh, that's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that we've done them in. Oh, we're almost gonna do them in reverse order.
I know, huh?
Like, we should have did Gurren first and then this one, but
Yeah. And then Infernal Cop or
And then
something.
Infernal Cop, exactly. I was also surprised that Infernal Cop was our first Studio Trigger anime, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, we did. Well, the reason we picked
It was
that
out
one.
of circumstance.
Yeah. Because it was a short one.
Yeah, and I was going away for the weekend, so we're like,
Yeah.
we just sat here for 10 minutes and watched it.
Yeah. Maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. And then it's licensed by Aniplex USA.
I love their their logo. That
Aniplex. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
For some reason, that one and the Kodakawa. I don't know if you know what the Kodakawa.
The
Phoenix. The music that goes with it.
Mhm.
I don't know what anime that one is from. That I remember it so heavy.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that one reminds me a lot of the Toho
Mhm.
one. Always sticks in my head because of My Hero.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Media Blasters, which is like super random.
I know, right? The one that I really like is that Funimation.
Yeah, you should be watching. And they don't even do it. They don't even do it anymore.
I know, it's such a waste. It was such a cool opening.
Yeah, now it's just the morphing,
Mm-hmm.
funny face. But yeah, you should be watching.
Dun dun.
Yeah, you should
With,
be
like,
watching.
that magical
thing.
girl looking thing.
Yeah, you should be watching. I totally missed that
Mhm.
campaign. All right, and then it premiered the same season as Samurai Flamenco.
Oh, there you go. Go check out that podcast.
Yeah, go check out that podcast.
That one was fun.
Yeah, this is actually a really weird thing because there was really slim pickings that season
Uh-huh.
of anime. Like, not a lot of big anime came out of there. Like, even Samurai Flamenco is not that big of an anime. That was the
Yeah.
biggest anime I could find that premiered during that time.
Yeah.
And there's stuff like there was also things like Ace of Diamonds, the first season premiered during that time.
Okay.
Stuff like that. But in being like a slim picking season, it really stood out even like more
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did.
thanks to its character design and
Yeah, and we'll get to
we'll,
that.
We'll get into it. The music was done by Hiroyuki Sawano, and he's done Zombie Blue Exorcist, Attack on Titan, and the upcoming movie Promare.
Okay.
So go when Promare premieres, go check it out.
Yeah.
I know I really want to check it out.
Yeah. And the music in this anime is just like it's slamming. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, down to the Don't Lose Your Way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that track's called Before My Body Is Dry or something like that,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which is referring to like Ryoko running out of blood before she runs out of blood.
Yeah.
And even the lyrics of that song are really kind of dorky, but it's all about get back on track.
Yeah.
You gotta fight. You know what you're fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's sung in the perspective of Ryoko,
Okay.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. But the music itself is like there's a lot of different styles
Oh yeah,
in this OST. It's definitely one of like the major highlights of the anime is the music.
is the music. Yeah, I know there's like almost like acid jazz at some point.
There's some like metal influence.
Yeah, it's really
Mm-hmm.
for a first anime, they really like went hard.
Yeah, with the music,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, with almost
With-
everything,
yeah,
like
with
the
almost
music and the
everything, yeah.
character design and
Mm-hmm.
the storytelling and even just like the concept itself
Yeah.
was like really out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Boo, boo, boo. Anything else you want to say about the music before we move on?
No.
But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really want to buy the OST.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of tracks on the OST as well.
Yeah, it's very impressive. So the first opening was called "Sirius" by Eri Oi, and then she's done the Fate Zero ending, and the first ending was called "Sorry I'm Done." Sorry being a good girl by Miku Sawai, and she did the Akame ga Kill opening and ending.
Okay.
So, I really liked the first opening. The first ending, it wasn't
Okay.
really too.
I mean, they're both kind of similar tracks, but yeah, I do agree with you with like the opening is definitely better.
Just because the visuals were a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's really no visuals
In the second one.
in the
yeah.
second one, but the song
It's
is
just
actually
like-
pretty good too.
Yeah. When we talk about the openings, I'm usually talking about the music,
Yeah, exactly.
and I really like the opening. The opening song is really good, and the second ending or the first ending song is also really good.
Good. Just the visual lacking in the first ending.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the second OP was Ambiguous by Gar Nadella, and they did the Gundam G music for Gundam G and Fate Apocalypha
Gundam G is G Gundam, right?
G Gundam, yeah.
I love G Gundam.
Yeah.
That's definitely on the list. That's the one where that's like each country has its own
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah.
I really wanted. That sounds super interesting. And then the second ED is done by not one of my favorite artists, but maybe my favorite artist names of all time. It's going in there. It's the New World Symphony by Sayonara Ponytail.
Sayonara Ponytail.
Yeah, so that's going in the bleachers with Monkey Steals the Peach. That's one of my favorite names for a band.
Yeah.
Sayonara Ponytail hasn't done anything of note.
Okay.
It's not like a specific band. They're just like a pop band
Yeah.
that did a opening. And the OP, the second OP, I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of cool with like that kind of like dark. Well, it was like black and green grid looking stuff.
Yeah.
But-
One of my favorite shots in that one of my favorite shots in the OP is somebody getting I think it's Ryoko getting slashed, and the her blood flies and hits the rocks that are spelling Kill la Kill,
Yeah.
and like it just dyes it red. That was a pretty cool shot.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Other than that, it's like a whatever. Still a lot of still shots.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of the spoilers of them teaming up
Oh yeah, definitely.
and fighting the
big
brain
bad.
controlled students.
Yeah.
So that was like, yeah, okay, fighting Ryoga, what's her name? I forget her name.
The mom, right?
Yeah,
Ragyo.
Ragyo. There you go. Her fighting Ragyo.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
The second ending song though is
oh,
I love
yeah.
that song, and
the visuals are adorable.
Yeah, the visuals are super cute, and I really love the song. Like every time, like I usually skip ending songs when I don't like it, but I didn't skip that song once.
Yeah,
it just makes me want to dance.
yeah, it's really good. And it almost is like a fake out too, because it opens up the same way as the first opening ending opens up, where it's just big text.
Yeah.
And so like I think I skipped the first couple ones. So I was like, like whatever. And then for some reason I think I had went to the bathroom and came back, and it was playing, and I was like, ooh. And then I just started watching it, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then for cross media, there's a new fighting game coming out called IF.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching some gameplay earlier. Looks a little.
It's a little janky.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how.
it all depends on the gameplay, though. If it looks janky, it's passable if the game's fun.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just announced new players like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
New characters.
Can I play as the tennis club leader?
Oh, I wish. But they announced Nui and Smoogie, I want to say.
Okay.
They just added.
Can I play as the pimp guy in the crab?
Yo,
the golden crab.
I love that guy. His name is Takarada.
Yeah.
The Takarada Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to talk about that. That guy is so cool.
We be spending dollars, yo.
Dude, how they adapted his voice is genius.
Oh, you know what's I actually look like I was like looking at the characters, like the list of characters, and the guy that plays him also played Eugene in Hey Arnold.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's super cool. That's almost like the person who played Rolf on
Ed and Eddie?
Ed and Eddie, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what anime that guy did?
No.
He played Goku. He plays Goku.
What? And he plays
Yeah.
Goku?
Yeah. That Goku. The Goku you're thinking of.
Really?
Dragon Ball. Yeah.
In Dragon Ball? Not,
Yeah.
Not Dragon Ball Z?
No, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, really?
The current Goku right now.
What the hell, Rolf?
Yeah.
Because the guy that plays Rolf is also Double D.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
He
that.
does a few of the voices.
But yeah, he does the voice for Goku, like right now.
That's funny.
And he's been the voice of Goku for like years. If you hear him talk regularly, you can kind of hear it.
Okay.
You can kind of hear. He sounds a little bit more like Goku normally, and then like he puts on the wherever Rolf is from.
Yeah.
That inflection. But anyway, back.
Yeah.
Enough with the Ed and Eddie cast.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And then one thing I want to mention before, one fun fact I want to mention. There was a big controversy when Kill la Kill premiered, and it's not over. What do you think this controversy is about?
Well, I remember like the first time you talked to me about Kill la Kill, it was something about like people were mad about this anime because of the glove that she wears.
Yeah, okay. So then you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kotaku published this article about how Kill la Kill glamifies wrist cutting.
Yeah.
And they basically, I don't know if you remember, she's not cutting her wrist.
Yeah, she's not.
It's what it is. It's a mechanism that releases a needle.
Yeah.
That punctures.
Yeah, and then punctures the skin. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's the same. It does the same thing with Junkets.
Yeah.
It's a different way that.
With a bunch of different needles.
Yeah.
So the funny thing, I was reading the article like in retrospect,
Uh-huh.
and like they went back and changed a few words and like left the edits in because it's like, oh, the main character slits her wrists to power up,
Yeah.
and then it says they changed it. They took out the word slits. Slut looks like she cuts her wrist,
Oh, okay.
and they harken it back to I don't know if you ever heard of, or I know I've talked about Persona 3,
Uh-huh.
but the whole controversy behind Persona 3 was to summon their persona. Like every game has a way to summon their persona.
Yeah.
Like in the first game, in the fourth game, in the fifth game, they have like masks that they take off, and
Okay.
it summons persona. In Persona 3, how you summon your persona is they have these things called invokers that look like guns, and they shoot themselves in the head
Okay.
to summon their summon beasts.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people were trying to get that game banned because they're like, oh, it glorifies suicide.
Yeah. I mean, it makes. It's understandable why they'd be mad.
Right, exactly. So, but there's a sub thing at the end of that article where they were like, oh, well, it looks like in episode 3 they show that it's not actually wrist cutting.
Yeah, it's a needle.
It's a needle, and in later episodes it shows that she doesn't even have to do the motion.
Mhm.
She can just rip it out and
Yeah.
it'll go.
Mhm.
But I was like, ugh. Like, and I remember there was a kind of an uproar where they tried to get it banned from the U.S. too because of that, because of the wrist cutting motion.
Yeah, insensitive people,
Yeah,
squeamish people.
exactly. All right. So before we jump into the spiel,
Uh-huh.
do you have anything general you want to talk about?
Well, for general likes, I do like the big block letters in like every
Yeah.
episode.
Those are pretty fun.
Sometimes they play it up like as a joke, like when Ira Gamagori was had those suction cannon things.
Yeah.
And he got like 9 of them, and he was like 9 cannon something
And
something.
it fills up the whole screen.
It's so funny.
One of my favorite things, one of my favorite gimmicks they do with those subtitles.
Uh-huh.
There's some where it's like the subtitles are they have shadows in the back,
Oh yeah.
like they're actual objects in the world.
Uh-huh.
And more to that was now like leaning up against the letter, like almost like a fence, like she was like leaning up against them
Uh-huh.
and like holding herself up with the subtitles.
Yeah.
And that looked really cool. And then I think it was in the OVA, when the OVA opens up, it shows the character standing behind the subtitles,
Uh-huh.
and you can see like the reverse of the subtitles.
Oh yeah. I think I recall that.
Yeah, so that was a really cool, like a neat shot of having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how fast it switches between cheap to good animation. Like it goes really fast, and even there's really cheap animations in the good animation also as well.
Yeah. Earlier, but off
Yeah,
mic
off mic. And I'm gonna save my examples for
for later.
later because there's some good ones and then some bad ones.
Yeah.
And then episode 4, 100% reminded me of Panty and Stalking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the same director.
Yeah, it's the same director, same writer,
Yeah.
and it's just how fun the episode was, how cheaply
Yeah.
it was animated.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really, really fun episode. I think if there was an episode that, if you had to guess what my favorite episode was,
Uh-huh.
like that one, like right away, you could tell that was gonna be
A top contender.
top contender for me at least.
Wasn't that the episode where they did the super Penny and Stocky thing where like they like took off somebody's clothes and it was like a cutout
Yeah,
and then they put on somebody
Someone
else's clothes?
yeah, exactly. that scene right there, like totally reminded me of a Panty and Stocking.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. There's also the one, I don't know why it super reminded me of it, but it's when the gondola crashes into the classroom
Uh-huh.
at the end of the episode. It reminded me of a Panty and Stocking thing of like the their car crashing into the classroom.
Yeah.
And there's a thing in Space Patrol Luluco where it's almost the same scene as well, as somebody crashing through a classroom.
Yeah.
And then I guess I could save that for bad, but gets explained. All right, do you ready to move on to characters?
I guess some like general dislikes.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I didn't like really like is that Senketsu like gets like added powers from like nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't like. There's like no like oh I could suddenly fly now. It's like,
Well, because it was adaption that was the power.
that's
The-
what
yeah.
Senketsu is.
Yeah, because he can adapt,
Uh-huh.
so that's why he could be able to change because he's easily adaptable. The one thing that actually
Was that explained in the anime?
yeah, they say
I
it.
must have missed it because
Yeah.
I feel like
I
we
felt like
just
it was
get
random.
yeah I feel like it's like
Well, because he was like
it just gets added.
Well, because he was like, oh, if Gamagori has a second stage, he's like, why can't I have a second stage? And that's what it was.
Okay.
What I didn't like, it took really long for her to get her first upgrade. Like I felt like to the Elite Four, she was really underpowered going
Okay.
into that fight,
Uh-huh.
going into the natural election
Yeah.
runoff.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that she was super underpowered, and like I was like, when is she gonna get like a single power? Because to that point, I don't think she gets like a single power up, even though she's been that Senketsu was eating all these life fibers.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I really wanted to see her get a power up, and it took her really long.
It was like with the computer guy's fight. It was when she did something new, right?
Well, no, with Kamagori's fight,
What was the first one?
yeah, with the spikes, the
Oh,
spike
okay,
transformation. Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I think the one in the computer guy is the one where she makes her tie or the Senketsu
Into a
fabric hella long
yeah.
to crush it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still have one. I have one
Yeah.
other thing. I don't like that they the whole like losing too much blood thing was kind of like discarded early on.
Yeah.
That's just something that bothered me because like in that fight where the Elite Four, I was like, okay, I don't think she's gonna be able to fight all four of them because she's gonna die from losing too much blood.
Right.
But
And then it
it's like-
never
it's like-
really.
It's like throughout the whole anime that was like that fact was like in the back of my mind,
Mhm.
but it was like never
really
an
brought
issue.
up. Well, I guess it was solved when she wasn't embarrassed anymore, because as she was embarrassed, that's what was giving her more blood because her blood was
Her high blood pressure.
pumping more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was embarrassed, and that's when like when she accepted it, that's when it went like regular, I guess, and that's why her getting like mad or whatever caused it like Senketsu to be like, hey, be careful.
Yeah.
I think even in that fight, this one fight, he goes like, you only have like 5 minutes
Mhm.
left before I shut down.
Yeah.
Because
Or,
you're gonna
because he was missing the glove, right?
something like
Was,
that.
wasn't
I forget.
like her hand was all glowing.
Glowy, that was tight.
Yeah.
The one thing I also didn't like about it, just how rushed it felt in places. Like, I kind of did like the natural runoff where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed like a really good climax to the end of the first choir.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was right after it felt like it totally like the whole school siege arc seemed like really rushed
Yeah.
and like really weird. Like I thought it was gonna be a bigger deal of Senketsu being split and put into other people's. Like I thought, oh, maybe like an episode.
yeah.
Like she go to one school every episode, but she ends up hitting all the schools and
the same episode.
yeah, which is super weird. Although Ryoko did look super badass in her new attire
Yeah.
with the Senketsu scarf.
Yeah, that was really cool. And her glasses, the
Yeah,
like yellow shaded glasses. Pretty cool.
yeah. And then it's just there's a lot of I know you were mentioning some of the stuff in yours. There's a lot of stupid things that happen in this anime,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all covered up by really cool things.
Yeah, it's like a sandwich. Like there's like 2 cookies of good stuff, and then there's like something in the middle.
But the cookies are just so
Or it's
good.
like
You're
a
like
sandwich or something.
you're like
Yeah.
I guess.
It's like an Oreo, I guess.
An Oreo. But yeah, I don't know what about it. Just that dumb stuff. I felt the dumb stuff, especially like in late episodes, was trying to push me away. But then something like really cool would happen and be like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I gotta forgive
All the other stuff
all
that
those
happened.
Because usually, like in anime, I hate dumb stuff, but dumb stuff's never always followed up by
Like epic stuff.
yeah. Like usually they just fall into the trap of like, okay, well, if we go stupid, we have to go just stupid and find a way out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas Kill la Kill like just screams over it with like cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, don't think about Ragia's plan and how like stupid it is.
Yeah.
Look at these dope transformations.
Exactly.
Look at cloaked Ryoko
Mm-hmm.
like destroy these covers like nothing. Really, really cool. Like I said, the really cool, just really. You said it's a
outweighs.
balance. It's
Yeah.
not really balanced, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
because it's really dumb. And I gotta stress, it's really dumb, really, really dumb stuff that happens in it.
Mm-hmm.
But able for everything else to overcome it, I really enjoy. Like
Yeah.
all the really cool action scenes and all the really cool character designs.
Yeah.
Just make up for everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So art and cinematography.
So art, there's not a dull-looking person in this anime.
Ooh, there's no dull-looking backgrounds either in this
Yeah.
anime.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite landscapes in the anime is the destroyed Osaka. Or not?
Oh, yeah.
not Osaka.
It's like
it was in Osaka.
post-apocalyptic.
Was it,
kinda-
it wasn't Osaka, was it? It was
where
wherever the
where
Takarada clan's at, or whatever
the pimp dude, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was Osaka.
is it Osaka?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Really, really like dope background designs.
Yeah.
And like you said, no, not a dull looking person.
Yeah, very cool character designs.
Some really cool highlights that I really like is like Nui's outfit.
Yeah.
Her missing eye that has like the butterfly
Yeah.
symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. And then just her nice frilly dress and like fighting with a umbrella.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Really, really cool. And then her blue scissor blade. That was really dope.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it stayed blue. Because I have the blue and red mix on it.
Mhm.
But when Ryoko touched it, it became
Red again.
red.
Yeah, it's matched each other.
Yeah. And then Mitsurugi, the teacher, his teacher form
Uh-huh.
looks really cool.
With his glasses
with
and
his
stuff?
aviators.
Uh-huh.
And then just like his really lax, like he has an open shirt, kind of open,
But he
messy
still has a tie,
tie,
yeah.
like messy hair.
Mm-hmm.
And his voice actor does like a really good job switching in between
Yeah.
the two voices.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy that version of him more than the nudist beach version
Oh, okay.
of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
And then you also got Mako. I put right here Mako Bancho because
Yeah.
she's just like a gang leader.
Yeah, Bancho gang leader.
Yeah, which is the president, the Fight Club president uniform.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
That's probably the best outfit that, in my opinion. I think I really liked her in that.
I think she looked the best in it. It's not my favorite transformation though. There's two I think that are better
Okay.
than it. And I forgot to put the one on there, but it's the ultimate Senketsu.
Okay.
I think looks way cooler than that Bancho.
Okay.
Just not even for cosplay reasons. The Mako one is probably the best one,
Yeah.
and it looks really freaking dope. But just how the ultimate Senketsu looks like,
Mhm.
and like her hair is like a fiery red,
Yeah.
and just like I don't know if you even noticed too that Senketsu his
Second
eye,
Yeah.
his eye is there too.
Uh-huh.
So really cool, like because he's complete now.
Yeah.
Really, really dope. And then the other one that I really liked was I have them all down here, but the Ultimate Regalia uniforms.
Oh, all four of them?
Yeah, all four of them are really cool. But my favorite one out of all of them is the Sanegayama, the kendo guy,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
It was like not Truth Unveiled. That was the computer guy. It was like Secret
Technique or something
like that.
But the reason why that one was my favorite one is because you can see the evolution of it getting there. Because he is the one who has the most uniforms.
Yeah.
So like Mach 1 was like really heavy armor, bulky.
Yeah.
Mark 2 it like slimmed. Mark 3 it was like more human sized, but still like a full armor suit.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to the ultimate regalia,
yeah, he was like out of it.
yeah, he was out of it, and it was like only certain parts of his body were covered in like robotics.
Yeah.
And my friend pointed it out to me too, and I didn't even really think about it. All of the ultimate regalia, there's like less clothing on them.
Yeah.
So like it's combining like nudist beach.
Yeah.
With the
Goku uniform.
with the Goku uniforms, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
And
Because what is it? Finale. The girls.
Big finale.
Like all she had was like the speakers on her shoulders, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was and then hers was pretty cool. I mean, she's a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
I really like her fighting herself in the OVA.
Oh
too.
yeah.
It was really.
She was like talking crap to herself.
Yeah,
it was
she's
pretty funny.
And then the last thing I have for art, talking about just pure character design, was Ryoko's rage mode.
Okay, yeah.
Like how really distorted it looks like it's
like her head was coming out of Senket's eye and stuff.
Yeah,
it was pretty crazy looking.
Yeah, it looked like it was from a completely different anime, and it was a really like I wonder who pitched that design because it was a really really cool.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy looking.
Yeah. Do you have any other art?
Yeah. Well, you kind of touched on it, but like the multiple outfits in this anime are like there's like a bunch of them. And if you watch like the second opening, you can see a lot of them on there.
Oh, because it flashes.
Like it flashes in between all the outfits.
And then in the OVA, it shows all of them.
Oh yeah.
So like it shows Ryoko in the Ultimate Senketsu, and then it shows it shows Satsuki as in Senketsu also in that opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, all of them are really dope. I mentioned earlier the Senketsu scarf.
Yeah.
Really
cool outfit.
Really cool. Her Ryoko in the cloak. Really gets copied, which kind of gets copied later with Satsuki.
Yeah, at the end.
Cloak. Yeah, she looks really cool.
Yeah.
The Elite Four's Ultimate Regalia, and then the Regalia, the cool design change. Like I think the Ultimate Regalia was like black and gold. It looked really really dope.
Really cool.
I really liked. You see, I could talk about just like
the art style. Well, this anime like
character,
it got a bunch of awards for its art style or character design, I should say.
Yeah, and even like well, I should have written her name down. Sasuke's mom or the mom.
Okay.
What's her name again?
Ragyo.
Ragyo's even her design, like her rainbow hair.
Yeah.
Looks really really cool.
I think I wrote that down as one of my things. Yeah. Ragyo's rainbow hair was. One thing that I really enjoyed about it is there was a scene where she was in the bath with Satsuki.
Yeah.
And she had her hair up, and you could still see like the underside of her hair was still rainbow. It looked really cool.
The one thing that I found like, dang, that should have been in the anime, was Ragyo in her army outfit.
Oh yeah.
That one was like really her in the tank top and the army pants
from the OVA, right?
Yeah, and she had like really short hair. Like really dope. Like that should have been in the anime.
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to mention before we?
Well, I got some other things to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really like at certain parts in the anime, like it gets like really jagged and looks like manga looking.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed like those parts. Really cool.
Is this the most artistic anime we covered?
It's definitely like the most like
unique. Okay, unique. It would probably be the word, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything.
It's definitely like the most flashy anime in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had like anime that's like very edgy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like better than edgy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know what
it's
you're
a
feeling.
real. It's a good. It's definitely good.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention with art style, I really love like the black and red digital line things
Yeah.
that like it's like every character's outfit like had it, like the boxing gloves that's for like the first guy.
Oh, like the live fiber texture. You're
Yeah,
talking about?
it's like a digital. It's like always moving, even though it's
Yeah.
on like a static image. Looks really cool.
Yeah. Almost all the Goku uniforms were like really well designed. Even like the ones that are seen for like a second.
Yeah,
And it's funny because we see this almost the same character design, but more low key in Little Witch. I feel where like everybody is over designed.
yeah,
I feel like it's not to the same extent to where like background characters are designed
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
well. Like that's how Little Witch is.
uh-huh,
But every character that has like a talking point or like they're talking,
uh-huh. Looks pretty
looks
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, because like a lot of the background characters, they all look the same.
Yeah, exactly. The samey looking girl looks really cute. The one, especially
The band.
the band, yeah,
Yeah.
the girls on the horns and
Yeah,
stuff.
really cool.
Oh man, this is a great anime.
I know. All right, cinematography. What do you have any like?
Yeah,
You got some shots?
I got some. So one of my favorite ones. So actually there was a lot I feel in this anime.
Yeah, definitely.
More than I wanted to keep track because I was like, when I do cinematography notes, usually I'll pause and write,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to pause. Like I wanted to watch the whole scene
Think through,
play
yeah.
out. And by the time the scene had played out, I had forgot to go write it down. But some of the ones that stuck in my head
Uh-huh.
were the first time that that Ryoko and Satsuki fight. There's they clash swords,
Uh-huh.
and then Satsuki starts monologuing, and she starts getting like bigger and bigger and like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Like her presence is
Yeah.
really huge, and it reminded me of it's the same effect used in from Haikyuu when
Mhm.
the guy's like holding him down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I had the same feeling of that, of like there's this overwhelming presence.
Yeah, this overwhelming power.
Yeah, and then it's really cool because that same shot is later used with Ryoko,
Mhm.
and Ryoko's like really big up against the mom,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ragyo. It's Ragyo, right?
Ragyo.
Ragyo.
It's such a weird name, huh?
Oh, and Rag too, like Rag.
Mhm.
Yeah,
for
really-
Me,
Oh yeah, I have some. Yeah, at least we go back and forth. I have
Yeah.
a couple more.
So one of the cool things that I saw was there was like, it only happened once, but there was like a scene that happened, and then like other scenes were like overlapping it, and it kept like overlapping. Like, did you remember that part? It was like, okay, so I think
Yeah.
it was Ryoko and the other girl, what's her name?
Which one?
Satsuki.
Satsuki.
They were both like arguing about something.
Oh, and like there's like fighting going on, and then like
Yeah.
another thing overlaps. But then the fighting
there's like
still
a
in
close
the middle.
up, yeah, and it's like all the images are still moving, but it's like it just like keeps
Is that the
overlapping.
is there one where it's like they're upside down, like one of them's upside down
I
too?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
It's a nifty shot too because it's not expensive. That probably was done to cut corners.
Probably, yeah.
Uh,
It's just using a scene that you would already use on top of another scene.
yeah, like the one that I thought was really cheaply animated. Real quick before we jump back into cinematography, was there's a really cool shot of in the final episode where where Ragyo is like stabbing Ryoko,
Uh-huh.
and then like in the background is the Earth, and like then like kind of jankily swaps over to like the universe,
Oh yeah, it's like a
almost like
a
Inferno
swipe.
Cop ish.
It was like you're swiping your phone or something.
Yeah, like it really reminded me of Inferno Cop.
There's a lot of things that remind me of Inferno Cop. Well, this I don't know. It's like, I mean, this anime came first, but from all the Trigger stuff, but I see like all the like elements of other anime
Yeah.
coming into it.
Like you can
Like,
see Panty and Stocking.
I see Panty and Stocking. I see Little Witch.
and see Inferno
I
Cop.
see Inferno Cop.
And then if we probably watched, if we watch like when we watch Gurren Lagann, it'd be like you can see Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I feel like characters in this anime could also be in those anime as well.
Oh yeah.
Like when I see like Guts. Oh, Guts could be in Panty and Stocking.
Well, that's why he's it's Chuck. Basically, it's
yeah,
Chuck.
it's pretty much Chuck. Yeah.
That's why it's the Trigger verse
Mhm.
that you can tell in almost all those animes. It's like they just fit together.
Yeah, they fit together. Yeah, definitely.
Like eventually we won't watch it for the podcast, but we'll watch it. I'll post it to you later. But they have this short that was Sex and Violence at Mach Speed, which is another one that he directed. Imishi directed, and then the other guy wrote.
Was it a
that
movie?
one too? You can tell like it's by them.
Was it a movie?
It's a short. It's like
okay.
5 minutes or like 10 minutes, something like that. They did it for a film festival.
Oh, okay.
And that's part of the Triggerverse. Yeah, they're all cut from the same cloth, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what I feel what Studio Trigger does best, and why like it's weird cuz Studio Bones is the better. To me, I have two favorite studios. It's Bones and Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of obviously, you can
Yeah.
tell. But anyway, I think Bones is better than Trigger. Personally, I think it's better. Just their storytelling is a lot better
Okay.
and stronger. But the thing that Trigger does the best, I think Trigger does their world building a lot better than Bones does. Because all Bones does is adapt. They don't really do
Original.
They do have some original stuff, but Bones is original stuff.
It's only original stuff, right?
No, they have some
They do
adapt. They've done an adaptation.
Okay.
They've done 2 now, I think,
Okay.
and then 1, 2
But it's
third party.
But it's mostly original.
Mostly original Trigger properties.
Yeah.
Like the only ones I think they haven't done, the only ones that weren't original Trigger properties were like the things like Supernatural Powers Become Commonplace, which is an adaptation. I think that's like their real third anime they did, or
Okay.
the real second anime, like the full series. That's an adaptation from a light novel.
Yeah.
And then they also did SSS Gridman it's not
What's the one that they're currently doing? Right?
yeah, that's the one that's going on right now. So that's kind of their original anime, but it's based on another property.
Okay.
So it's not not really an adaptation, but
More like a
It's-
spin-off.
yeah, I guess so. Like it's not. I don't think it's using existing characters from that universe,
But it's
but
in that universe.
in that universe.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another anime they did, like stuff like Kisniver and what's the other anime? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to blow in the mic. Kisniver and Darling in the Franxx.
Okay.
So those ones are kind of Trigger originals, but they're partnering with a third party.
Okay.
But yeah, you can if we watched those two, you can tell that there's no mistaking that it's Trigger. Like, oh, I could see it, even though it's not as crazy, because like Kisniver takes place like in modern day Japan, and like with the kind of supernatural twist to it, but it's not like out of like. I guess the best way you can describe Kill la Kill is like drug induced almost.
Okay. Yeah.
Like going crazy. Like let's just like someone did a bunch of coke and was like, look at all these characters, they're crazy. And then I feel like those other animes, like they're a lot more quiet and it reflects in the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still tell there's a certain Trigger feel to them.
Yeah.
Just like how when you watch like a Bones anime, you can tell right away like, oh, this is Bones, or someone who worked at Bones worked on this anime.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you watch a sports anime from
Production IG.
yeah, Production IG, and you can tell right away that it's Production IG.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what makes studios really good,
Yeah.
and I think Trigger is the best at making itself like almost peacocking its own anime.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, really, really strong. And you can, like I said, you can see it everywhere. You can see it in the character design. You can see it in the cinematography.
Yeah,
Really good. Any other
cinematography.
cinematography? Don't talk.
Yeah,
I know we went off on a weird
Weird
tangent.
tangent. Yeah, I know. So my favorite shot in this anime was when Satsuki cut off Ragyo's head at the sports athletic
Yeah.
meet, whatever that is. So like she cuts off her head, and like it was just like a close up shot of Satsuki's head, and just rain falling down on her, and it completely makes it red.
Oh,
Such a cool shot. And then she like says something at the end of it, but it's mostly just like a static image turning red from the blood.
Exactly.
It looks really cool.
yeah.
It reminded me of like it was like very samurai-esque.
Yeah.
Like she just did like a final blow, and she was just like waiting for like the body to fall or something like that. It was super cool.
Speaking of like blood shots like that, the shot of Ryoko tearing off Junket's, and then she's just like there's like an explosion of blood.
Yeah.
And it's raining, and then Ryoko's just like bloody,
Yeah, blood red.
blood red. Looked really, really dope.
She's like standing in a puddle of blood. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
of her own blood.
Yeah.
too. Also, one of my favorite shots that's also a reoccurring shot is when they use the flashback filter.
Oh yeah, like the gray looking thing.
Yeah, and it for some reason how it's animated, it makes it feel old too. Like they're not, and I don't know if you felt the same way or noticed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like other parts of the anime. It does feel like it was like aged.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I don't know if it's like the frames, like even how it was drawn looks kind of different from the rest of the anime too. Like they used more old, like how the characters are drawn just looks like old character design,
Yeah.
and it made it feel old, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
And then I think I mentioned earlier, it's like now leaning on the giant cards was
yeah.
a really cool decision,
Mhm.
and like even the shadows of the words were really
Yeah.
really cool.
One thing that I really enjoyed was all the transformations in this anime.
Yeah, all
So,
the
like,
magical
you know,
girl transformations.
I really enjoyed the Elite Four's transformations. How like, cause like all of them like go into a star pretty much,
Yeah.
but each one of them goes in like in a different way. Like what's his name? The samurai dude. He goes in it like face first.
Yeah.
Imagori, I think it goes down on him.
Yeah.
Nunyun, that's the girl's name,
Yeah.
right? Nunyun. She like jumps into it, like going feet first,
Yeah.
and the computer guy is back first.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, really cool.
And then,
really
like,
enjoyed that.
Especially like when they do the lineup of them going into them.
Yeah,
Dope. I also just like how their colors too
Oh, yeah.
to them look pretty nice.
hmm
You got anything else you want to say about cinematography?
I really like that. Like
Oh, also, real quick, I'm talking about transformations.
uh-huh.
That dual transformation with Satsuki and Ryoko,
yeah.
really, really cool.
hmm
Not much more to say about it, but it looked,
Yeah, really cool.
and just like it shows you the parallels between each of the transformations.
Yeah.
Like they're all like it's the same, but it's just little differences.
hmm
Really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that. Like some shots were like shot intentionally for like a comedic effect,
Mhm.
and like the shots that I'm thinking of are the ones with like the teacher Akuru.
Mhm.
That's the teacher's name, right?
Yeah.
Alkuru or Aikuru.
Yeah.
Like purposely like down, like shot from the down up, so that you wouldn't see his his junk when he's in the DTR. Freaking.
One of my favorite
great.
shots is is the I have him as Mitsurugi because that's his last name.
Okay, yeah.
But
The teacher.
Yeah, the teacher. So as the teacher, he's like giving some kind of monologue when he's naked, and like you can see Ryoko like kind of like not looking at him,
Yeah.
and like blushing, not trying to see his stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite shots also is Mako finding out that the teacher is part of
Nudist Beach.
Nudist Beach,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like basically just like staring at his junk, and she's like, "Oh my god, Sensei!"
You're an exhibitionist too?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And speaking of comedic effect, cheap cinematics for comedic effect,
yeah.
almost every one of Mako's like monologue she gives.
Oh yeah.
My favorite action that they always repeat is whenever she talks about Ryoko.
It's
And
like
she's
the,
like,
the
yeah.
red hair.
Yeah, the red hair, and
she's
she's
like
just, like,
touching it.
Grabbing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that shot.
Mm-hmm.
The one shot I found that was weird, and I don't know, then they kept using it too, was the one of her hanging.
I know.
I don't understand why that one was in there.
It's not like she was hanging by the throat or anything. It was just like hanging like from like the back or something. Like she was like
Yeah.
a string doll or something.
Then there was one where it was around her neck, like
Was it?
noosed.
Oh, like a noose? Yeah, I think I recall something like that.
Yeah, and then
But there was also the one like it looked like she had something in her back, right?
yeah, like holding her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all those were pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the whole get naked speech from like episode 3
yeah.
is a classic speech.
Mm-hmm.
Any other cinematography you want to talk about? Cinematics.
Well, for animation, I really like the stuff that like reminds me of like Inferno Cop, where it's just like one like static, like a person's like slumped over or something, and like they just move the image like across the screen without it doing anything.
Right.
I really love stuff like that. And I think you're off mic. You're talking about like somebody was like kicked off of a platform, and like it's just like they go left
Yeah.
and then
They
they go
drop straight down.
straight down without doing any movement.
Yeah, and they reuse that
And
one
they reuse that again.
which is pretty great. They just change characters.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love stuff like that.
Oh, but that's like that jank that I love.
Yeah.
And speaking of jank I hate, might as well, I guess we could talk about that bad thing about the cinematography.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I could save it for my least favorite moments, but I could talk about it now.
Yeah. You could just mention it.
Yeah. The scene where Ryoko gets cut by Ragyo.
Yeah. At the end.
It's very like an emotional scene, and it looks really cool.
yeah.
And then she gets cut in half, and just like the thing you said, it's just static images.
Like just moving apart.
Moving apart. And there's a really cool scene where it's like behind. I think it's behind not behind, but in front of the ship.
Yeah.
I think you see Is it the ship? I don't know if it's the ship or the primal life fiber. No, yeah, it is. It's behind the primal life fiber.
Uh-huh.
And you can see the two pieces, two halves, just falling on the opposite ends of each other.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty cool. Or it seemed like it would look like a pretty cool scene. But the jank in it, I think, kind of like ruins
Takes you
it.
out of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little bit. I was like, that looks kind of dumb. Like, I wish they would have went back and fixed it.
Yeah.
Or made it look a little better at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else with cinematography you want to?
That's all I really have. I mean, there's like a bunch of stuff in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of flair in this anime.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and then I guess I can add this: the whole rage mode. There's a lot of really dope shots in that in that fight. Of it's like Ryoko gets like knocked down and like thrown into a pit.
Oh yeah.
And then as the characters talking, you can see her like kind of like rebuilding herself
Yeah.
to go and keep fighting Satsuki.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked really, really cool. All right, so favorite characters.
There's a lot of favorite characters for me.
Do you want to go? Okay, I think we should go. Let's go least, under, and favorite because I know we have
Okay.
a lot of favorite characters.
All right. So least, I just picked one. It's
Yeah.
like she's kind of like a meh character. It's Rei. There's just like the assistant girl to Ragyo, the girl with glasses. I mean, she looks cool,
Yeah.
but she doesn't really get too much time.
I think
Other than the OVA.
so. I was gonna have her as my underutilized character
Uh-huh.
until the OVA, where you're like, oh, okay, you get a little bit more backstory about her instead
Yeah.
of having like no backstory whatsoever.
Her hair was definitely cooler in the past.
Right. But her glasses,
Mhm.
super dope.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Like, there's not much you can say about it. Like, she's like, whatever.
Yeah.
The character I have for mine, For mine also was just to fill in the blank, and mine was Smoogie.
Smoogie is
Smoogu. It's the Mohawk guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he is really cool when he's first introduced,
Yeah, definitely.
but as he becomes part of the principal cast, I think he loses something about him.
yeah, he becomes less important, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a really cool like heel in the beginning of it,
Yeah.
and then he's like, he
Yeah.
becomes like
I
a whatever
really
character.
like the idea of his weapon. It's like
Right.
shooting sewing needles, like to hit
to
pressure
disrupt.
points.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like I said,
really.
he is a pretty cool character. It's just like, he gets kind of lame.
Yeah. All right. So for most underutilized, or do you have another least favorite, or is
No.
that the only one?
That's the only I have.
All right. So for underutilized, I have Shiro, the sewing club guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the guy Todd Habercorn.
Todd Habercorn. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish we would got a little bit more of him. He was
Yeah.
pretty.
I
neat.
really liked his transformation that he did at the end.
Yeah, the sewing regalia. Oh, no, it wasn't sewing regalia, but it
Yeah.
was
It was something like that.
something regalia. Yeah, that he was pretty cool. And then another underutilized character. She was actually in it a lot, but I really wanted to see more of her backstory.
Okay.
It was Nui. I really want to see
yeah.
more of her.
Yeah, because she's like a, she was completely born from the life,
From life fibers. Yeah, she was born from the womb, a lifesaver in the womb,
Mhm.
or a womb of life fibers.
Yeah.
And like I find it so interesting. It's like she has so many life fibers inside of her. She can't wear a kamui,
Yeah.
so it's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I have one more underutilized, and it's Kanio, the pimp guy. I think you have him as a different name.
Yeah, I have him Takarada,
Yeah,
because that's the Takarada Syndicate.
yeah. I thought he was really cool.
I have him as one of my favorite characters. I felt like he was. I didn't need more of what
He was about.
About yeah, like
Yeah.
I got the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was like ended up being like a main foil or a main supporter,
Yeah,
I don't know if it would have been a little too much, but he was really good to me he was really good as a gag character.
yeah, definitely. I think he would have been. I think finally I have like a person I could probably cosplay as.
Dude, that dude's
That'd
so cool.
It'd probably be expensive to cosplay as him though. I'd have to get like a grill.
The yen. Oh no,
Yeah.
Zenny?
Yeah,
It was Zenny, right? Zenny, it's
something
Zenny.
like that. Yeah,
His grill, yeah.
yeah, and I'd have to get like some sort of fur coat.
Yeah, he's just really he's really gangster.
Yeah, super gangster
I wonder what he sounds like in the
in the Japanese.
Japanese dub.
Yeah,
But whoever I think we mentioned earlier who was did we mention? Yeah, I guess
I don't know his name, but it's the same dude that was Eugene in Hey Arnold.
Yeah, he did a really good job dubbing
Mm-hmm.
that character.
And I think that guy's been doing voiceover since he was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
I'm gonna go actually go check that out.
From what I read, might be mistaken on that though.
Okay, so for favorite characters, we already kind of talked, but Takarada,
Mhm.
as the underutilized, he's one of my favorite characters. He's just
Yeah,
really, really cool looking and just really well voice acted.
mm-hmm. With enough money, they'll die for me.
The die for me, exactly. And then our characters, we probably pretty much have the same. I would assume that
Yeah, a lot of the same characters.
because you could pick almost any of the principal cast and be like, that's a favorite character.
Yeah.
Because they're all pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
So like the one I have, my first one, Mako, of course.
Yeah,
she's
Mako
like,
was my first one as well.
yeah, the breakout
Mm-hmm.
character, even more so than Ryoko.
Yeah, I think there was like I read like on a contest.
Character pool.
Character poll of that year.
Mako
Mako
is-
was higher than Ryoko.
I wouldn't doubt. She's so cute,
Yeah.
so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I usually hate comic relief characters, especially as how like hyper she is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some part,
It just fits.
yeah, she's like super cute and like breaks up all the crappy.
Yeah, the crap that's happening around.
Yeah,
And speaking of Mako, I love her family as well.
yeah, her family's really. I really would. They also could have been in the underutilized for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to see more of her mom and her dad,
Yeah, and her little brother.
her little brother.
At
Great.
first, when I saw the little brother, I thought it was a girl. I thought it was.
He's voiced by a girl too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And his little, I guess for another underutilized is his little gang of kids.
was kids, yeah,
Yeah.
really, really strong. Like it was really sad when he had to say goodbye to everybody when they all were going to the new schools
Oh yeah, yeah.
or new places to live.
I remember when Noon found them in the sewers. Like the chainsaw kid was like chopping up a pig with
Yeah.
the chainsaw. I was like, oh my god, that's brutal. And he's like laughing at it.
It's really, they're really, I don't know that. There's so many good characters in this anime.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Noon,
Oh yeah.
she's up there as one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Noon's like is my favorite out of the Elite Four.
Yeah, Jakuzure. It's her last name. Or
Okay,
they
yeah.
call her, refer to her by as.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only time they actually refer to her by her name like that, her first name.
It's like wait, her first name's
like
No.
Noon, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the only way she does it is when she talks to Mako's little brother.
Okay.
She
yeah.
goes, "Oh, you can call me like
Noon.
Noon Sama or something.
Yeah.
Or she can address me this way."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jakuzure, and just the name Jakuzure sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Really, everybody's really well voice acted in this anime. I don't think there's any dud character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, her Gamagori and Sanagayama, all three of them. The tech guy I didn't really like as much.
I liked his little his collar thing that it kept. Like,
Okay, opening and closing when he talked.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
I really
cool.
liked the part where like I think there something. It was during the natural selection something, and they were all on the bench,
Yeah.
and like something crazy happened. They're all of them have their mouths open, and then the last one was him, and it's like his like collar moved, and it's so that he had his mouth open as well.
One of my favorite things is when they're in the nudists.
Yeah.
He has to manually zip and unzip.
Oh,
his
does he?
thing.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny about it. Where is so Elite Four all really good.
Yeah, I also like Guts, another cute
Guts.
dog, a cute dog to add to the list.
Yeah, another cute animal. The cute animal race is for whenever we do the next checkpoint.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's gonna
the
be
slobber knocker. It's gonna be a really close race between dogs.
dogs, yeah,
Adorable.
or animals in general.
Oh, yeah, there's some good ones. Chicken from
From My Little Monster.
My Little Monster.
Freaking
He
the,
can be up there. He
the
was
dog from
adorable.
Elfen Lied.
Oh
my God.
he
The
might be up
cutest
there.
dog.
The cutest
He
dog.
might not be my favorite dog, but he's
The
definitely the
cutest.
cutest. He's so tiny.
No.
But that's another. That's go
another-
check out the Elfen Lied podcast where we talk about that dog.
I know. Just go to the part about the dog. The dog's adorable. And then of course, I guess we can talk about them together. But Ryoko and Satsuki.
Yeah, I love Satsuki.
Oh, she's really cool. Even her really
Badass.
badass. Almost. I don't even say it's like Bushido code
Mm.
that she follows, but just like how much faith she has in herself
Yeah.
is pretty nuts. Even to where she's like, "Yeah, I know if you punch me with Senketsu, you're gonna kill me, but if it's the only way I can gain your trust, then do it."
Yeah.
Oh, she's just so cool.
Hmm. I really love like all of her speeches. It's like so like filled with confidence and all this stuff.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
And then
And Ryoko is just like a really cool main character.
yeah, really cool main character. Really yeah, there's not really much to say about her, but she's just
Yeah.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
A fun main character.
Yeah,
She's not a I feel like she's not a self-insert character like most main characters are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She's an actual character.
Yeah.
Especially like her whole like depression after she goes into the rage mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like super relatable.
Yeah.
I kind of wish her depression would have lasted a little longer than just one episode,
Okay.
but it was pretty solid. It was solved pretty quickly.
Okay.
And then I
And-
have Mitsugi as just the teacher form, not the teacher as the teacher, not as the nudist beach.
One thing that I really like of the nudist beach version of that guy is like his clothes that are just like super slow motion coming off all the time. It's
Yeah.
really funny.
I
really
like
li-
in the
I really-
beginning
mhm.
when they first meet.
Yeah. I think there was like a part when he was talking to the tech guy from the Elite Four,
Uh-huh.
and he had just a lab coat on or something like that, and like he like he like moved it and it was just going up in slow motion. I was like, that doesn't make sense, but
in
it
the
looks
jank,
it looks pretty cool.
form, yeah,
Though.
there you go. Do you have any other favorite characters?
I have Nui as a
Oh yeah, okay.
really cool bad guy.
Yeah, she was really cool. Like I said, I really wanted to know just more about her.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
One thing that I really enjoyed was like when she got her arms cut off, and she was talking to Ray, and she was just like pouring
blood on her.
Ray's face,
Oh, that was pretty cool.
and Ray was just still talking like it was nothing. I thought that was hilarious. I'm pretty sure I laughed out loud.
Yeah, it was pretty. There's some pretty funny just like shots
Yeah,
that I felt like they didn't really think about until they were doing them, and it's like, yo, she'd be like spraying blood on him the whole time, and then just spraying blood.
yeah, just buckets of blood.
Just I like how jank it was when she was like, "Oh, it's okay, so I'll just put my arms back on." And she's like, "Nope," just steps on him.
Mm-hmm. Just
Pretty
disappeared.
Yeah, just they turn to life fibers.
What's like really messed up is that Ragyo, like she could have just gave her hands like right at the beginning. She forced her to sew that thing with her mouth.
Right.
That must have been annoying.
But the joke was pretty funny. It was worth it. But even I guess it would have helped her because she was like, they're not going to be as good as your original hands,
Mhm.
but here.
Oh yeah, you don't. Well, I'm not gonna sew anymore. That's what she said, right?
Yeah, she's not, I'm not gonna sew anymore anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got anybody else?
No, that's all I got. Do you have anybody?
Nah.
Right.
So yeah, pretty strong cast
Yeah,
for how big it
definitely.
is. Pretty strong. Usually I hate
Big cast.
big casts, but almost everybody is a winner.
Yeah,
coming
definitely.
All right. So favorite moments. What were some of your favorite moments? In the anime?
Well, I mentioned this one before, but Satsuki cutting her mom's head off was pretty freaking dope.
yeah,
I really like the fight with Mako and Ryoko
yeah, really,
as the fight club manager.
yeah, really, really dope.
Really cool. What about you?
I have a lot of anytime there's a reused animation that's obvious.
Yeah, those are pretty strong moments.
Yeah, just even though they're like cheap moments, it's like it's funny because you're like, oh, because it's so obviously reused.
Mm-hmm.
So like the two that come to mind, we talked about the one earlier where
The falling off the ledge.
they're falling off the ledge. The other one was during episode 4 when they're trying to get Senketsu back to Ryoko.
Uh-huh.
The Matoi family is just trying to. Yeah, it's not Matoi. It's
They have like a really long
Yeah,
last name.
their
Mako's family.
Mako's family. Yeah, Mako's family is trying to get her the clothes back,
Yeah.
and it's just the same animation of like the car jumping up or
Onto
the
the
vehicle
rooftops.
jumping up onto the rooftops, and then them seeing like Ryoko in a compromised position
Yeah.
and then crashing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like everybody, even Guts, has like that same animation.
Yeah, exactly. Really cool.
Yeah, pretty strong.
That was the panty shots in that episode were pretty original, I think.
Of like somebody, I think it was like the girl falling and like grabbing onto her skirt and
Yeah.
pulling it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was some pretty original shots.
Yeah.
You were right. It was pretty good. Also really weird. I like I think it was Nui who was talking crap about Ryoko's underwear choice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was somebody talked crap.
Yeah, I remember that.
It might have been Smoogie. It might have been, I forget who it was. Smoogu.
Yeah.
Someone was just talking crap about like, it's you're a teenager wearing like this kid underwear
Yeah.
because it's just stripes.
Yeah.
Like striped panties, striped bra.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it looked really good on her, she looked really cute in it. But
Yeah. Stripes you heard it here first. Stripes are pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So there's the whole episode 4 is one of my favorites. I know
Okay.
we're trying to get away from just
full
naming a full
episode.
episode, but that full episode,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, it was my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Really great, and it's also the natural election runoff.
Mm-hmm.
All those fights were pretty dope.
Yeah.
My favorite fight being her versus Jakuzure.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite fight out of the 4,
Yeah.
or I guess out of the 3.
That episode had crazy good music. It was like it was all like licensed, not licensed,
But,
stuff,
like, classical.
classical music that like I think those have like anybody could use those songs. I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, maybe I would assume
Yeah.
like Bach and
Yeah,
Ode to Joy and like all that stuff.
yeah, really cool.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that fight's just really dope. The one scene from that makes me laugh when I first seen it. It was Jacuzzi after Ryoko breaks her suit,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ryoko's still flying around, and Jacuzzi is like, "Oh, you can go ahead and you can land now because you have so much more of an advantage flying." And she's like, "Nope, I'm just gonna mess you up in the air now."
That's funny.
Pretty-
I really enjoyed the part where like she initially transforms. She was like, "How is that a uniform?" She's like a big old mechanism.
I like how it's like all the instruments put together.
Yeah,
Really dope. I think how she beats him is also stupid. How she Ryoko turns herself into like a tuning fork
oh yeah,
to absorb the sound.
yeah. There's like so many ideas in this anime that's like
Like off the
okay.
wall. Yeah, right. I think like the sooner
I'm
that
just
you
gonna send it back to you. That's how I'm gonna win.
I think that this like I think I sent to you earlier. As soon as you accept that this is stupid
Yeah.
and stupid things are gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
like the more fun it becomes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the key word.
I
to
wish
this
you would have
anime.
said that to me early on.
Right.
There's
It's
a
like,
lot
"Nah."
of dumb stuff happens in there, but just ignore it. There's cool
Ignore it.
stuff.
Yeah, there's cool stuff coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like it's dumb that she threw it back to her, but it's also really cool that she threw it back to her. Like if you think about the logistics, like how is she turning herself into a tuning fork, and then how is she throwing it back? But then
It's
if you're
sound.
like, yeah, but then you're like, yo, she's throwing it back. That's dope. Like don't think about it. It's really cool.
Imagine if Goku did a Kamehameha and I sent it back to him. How dope that would be.
Oh my god, you haven't seen that scene then? I'm guessing.
Well, that happens then.
No, there's a scene of a very famous scene I might show you later. It's Goku fighting this female Saiyan, and basically she's like, Goku's like flying out, like basically like it's going towards her,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Ha, I got you. You can't move in midair." And she does like a command, like a key blast at him, and right before it hits him, he does this move where like he dodges in midair. And he's still going forward. He like dodges in midair and like corkscrews around her blast, and like gets right up into her face and does a Kamehameha wave. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So other favorite moments in this anime. I really loved like the rage mode scenes.
Okay. Yeah.
Really cool. The double transformation scene. I know we talked about it before.
And one another one that we've already talked about. Mako's like explanations of everything.
Yeah,
I really loved all of those.
all of them are pretty funny.
Mhm.
Even in the OVA when she was making the robot do the.
Oh, the
gesture, the
hand
cross.
thing. Yeah, the cross. Of
I love it when she was tired and the music was kind of like worn out too. That was a really good like directorial decision.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of my most so there's a lot of moments where I got like super hype. So there's like when every Trigger anime they gotta go to space. So I was like, when are they going to space? And finally in episode 24 they go there, and I was excited.
that they're in space.
Yeah. The one moment that made me just like, there's a lot of moments, you can ask my roommates, that they could hear me like screaming from like how excited I was.
Yeah.
One of the ones was when Sanagayama, when he puts on the ultimate his ultimate regalia, the kendo guy, when he puts on the ultimate regalia, and he slashes at Ragia, right? Ragia?
Ragu? Or Ragu? I don't know.
Ragyo. When he slashes at Ragyo,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, so maybe you could have hit me if you had like the eyesight. And then you see the strands of hair that he cut, and he goes, oh, maybe if I wasn't holding back, he's like, I would have actually hit you. and then like because I guess she slashes at him too,
Yeah.
and you see his bandages fall off, and his
His
eyes are
are
open
open.
again. I was like, yo, this is the coolest scene, because it was the coolest scene when he sewed him shut,
Yeah.
and he's like the blind swordsman,
Mhm.
and then revealing that his eyes are back open was also really really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do you have any other favorite moments?
No, that's all I really had.
Okay, so least favorite moments, I kind of touched on it before, but it was that scene of Ryoko getting cut in half and looking
Yeah.
really janky. Really wish they went and cleaned that up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just like the rushed ending in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I felt like so one of my least favorite things, it has to do with the ending. It's I wasn't a big fan of like how like the final battle played out, because like I feel like all the things that they were doing up until Ryoko's fight with Ragyo like didn't really accomplish anything.
That's true. I can see
So
that.
I was like kind of like upset, like, okay, so they destroyed that big life fiber thingy, so now the world is safe. Now it's not going to be covered.
but it's better. It's
Yeah. Like, oh, now we have to destroy this thing. Oh, but now she's in space. So now it's gonna, like nothing really, anything that they did in that
didn't
fight
really do anything.
didn't really do anything. The only thing that did something was Ragyo dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
So yeah, I was
argument.
kind of annoyed about that.
I said, and like you said, it felt like a lot of things were happening at the end, like
Yeah.
just like trying to get to the end.
Hmm.
It felt like really rushed.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say about the rushed ending. Oh, I hate because I knew about the rushed ending, and I don't think I mentioned it now, but they actually turned in the last episode like an hour before it had to air,
Yeah.
and so the production team, that was like their biggest regret, and they're like, well, we'll try to address it in the OVA, which they did.
They did. Yeah.
They mostly addressed like stuff that they couldn't fit in,
Yeah.
and like I guess kind of ideas they wanted to put in.
Hmm.
And you can tell in like some of the background characters, like in the Elite Four and stuff, they're like kind of misdrawn, or like drawn not
Yeah.
sloppily, but like less detail.
Yeah. I think the way you said it, they were like cutting corners.
Yeah, they were trying to just like, oh, like they're here, but I don't think they even talked during that whole episode, I want to say, of the last episode.
Yeah, probably not.
No, not
don't-
that
I don't
I
really
remember.
recall. Maybe just like small things that here and there, but that's it.
Yeah, not too much.
Hmm.
Do you have any other least favorite things you want to?
Well, I didn't really like the so Ryoko becomes evil at one point, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't really like how she became evil. Like it was just like Ragyo like goes into her mind or something, right? And shows
Yeah.
her like a
This happy vision.
like a happy fantasy about getting married,
Yeah.
and that's what made her evil. Is
It
that
was
what,
like-
is that what made her evil?
I think it twisted her mind. I think that was the whole point.
Yeah.
It was like it was Junket's going on her that was like twisting her mind,
Yeah.
that made her evil.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
really like how like the motivation
It's
of
not
her
really
becoming evil.
explained.
Yeah.
I feel like the happy visions it was giving her was a way to explain that it's just morphing her mind.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it was like, I guess like the kind of way like maybe how you understood it or tried to understand it was kind of like she swapped sides
Yeah.
like by this persuasion,
Mhm.
but I don't think there was any persuasion done. I think it
just
was
like
mind
it
control,
was just like
manipulation.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, hey, you're happy now. It was more like the life fibers were messing with her brain
Okay.
and made her turn evil.
Then I guess an explanation about that would have been something I would have liked.
More of
Yeah.
like it was really glanced over, I feel.
yeah, very glanced over.
Like I said, you could tell it was rushed.
But one thing I did enjoy with them going into the mind was when Mako went into her mind and like was like busted in the wedding and was like,
Yeah.
no, this is not what you think, or something.
Yeah.
This is not what you want. And it definitely made it like a false fantasy, because like the groom falls over like it's a mannequin or something.
Yeah,
It gives it like
like a cutout almost.
yeah. like a false reality kind of thing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
A neat
The
scene.
juxtaposition between those two are pretty cool.
I didn't get so speaking about that scene, I didn't get the whole when she's like Mako's like, well, if you don't want me, then go ahead and kill me and forget about your old self.
Mm-hmm.
And then she cuts. Well, no,
Oh yeah.
she cuts Junket, or she cuts Senket's actually. Senket's like pops off.
Mhm.
It looks like she cuts Mako,
Mako, yeah.
but she's cutting
The Junket's off of her, right?
not Junket's, but Senket's.
Okay, yeah.
Like saying Jenket's, like Senket's jumps off, like jumps in front of Mako. You can see that the blood is coming from him.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get that. And then after that scene's over,
She's good again.
she's good again. I didn't really get. But again, dumb scene. Juxtaposed. The next scene, she's ripping off
her clothes.
the
yeah.
clothes, and
The
it looks
Junkets.
badass. See, like, the reason why I hated episodes like 19 to 21, no really cool scenes happen in there, and it's just like dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dumb exposition of like things that you don't really care about,
Yeah.
and like, I didn't really think the nudist beach versions of the Elite Four looked all that cool.
Yeah.
Also, a really funny thing I didn't mention it earlier. I'm just totally remembering about it. How Gamagori changes sizes
Oh yeah.
from time to time.
I really enjoy when he's like humongous.
Yeah, like really, really. I think there's like at the nudist beach station. He's there.
Uh-huh.
You see Satsuki hanging there, and like he's like, oh, Satsuki, and he steps up, and his head hits the top of the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like he's like filling like the whole room.
I think in the first episode he's like as tall as a building. Like he's
Yeah.
like Godzilla or something.
Yeah, he's huge. It's funny.
Yeah.
I like also like how he's like 20,
Mhm.
and like he held himself back.
Yeah, to go to school with Satsuki.
Yeah, very strong.
Yeah, very cool.
All right. So, is there final thoughts you want to add before we jump into the wrap up?
I mean, it was fun watch. I don't know if well, I guess I could save that for accessibility and stuff. But
Right.
but it was a fun watch overall, and I really enjoyed it.
So, the one thing I never expected from this anime was the weird sexual assault.
Okay, so we want to
Of
jump into
characters.
accessibility.
Yeah, we could jump into accessibility from right here, but real quick, I did not expect like that groping,
Yeah.
and
So-
especially like the super sexual, like not showing her grabbing her nether regions,
Mm-hmm.
but getting really close to looking like she's gonna grab her nether regions and then cutting away.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah. There was
the scene that makes me go like, oh my god, like for their first anime, they pushed
the envelope. Yeah.
the envelope very far.
Yeah,
Because the
definitely.
three scenes that make me think about that is the showers, the bath scene,
Yeah, the bad scene with the mom and
Satsuki.
Yeah.
Ragyo and Satsuki, and then Ragyo and Satsuki again when Satsuki is chained up.
Mhm.
Because that one's even the more like
disturbing.
weird rapey
Yeah, vibe.
scene. And then the last one I remember is when they're like, I guess like perversing Ryoko's mind
Yeah.
to letting Junket's on her. And like she's doing like weird grabby stuff to her too in there also.
Yeah. I think like the most like so well, I guess we could talk about accessibility. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it is not for everybody. I wish
Yeah.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because besides that, see, so how I've heard people explain the fan service in Kill la Kill, it's how some people explain it. It's like it's making fun of fan service in a way.
yeah, kind of.
So how
I can see
over the
that,
top it is.
Yeah.
Because even if you think about it, even the guys get
Yeah.
like crazy amounts of fan service. Like
Mhm.
everybody gets it
Yeah.
except for those weird rape scenes.
Yeah.
Like that's the as farther as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I guess it doesn't really even treat, except for some moments, it doesn't treat fan service as an even hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of like the teachers like naked scenes that played for like as jokes,
Yeah, definitely.
and a lot of the females when they're like either in their life fiber mode and like all that stuff, it's played more like sexually.
Yeah.
And I don't think really the guys are played like, just because the guy's naked doesn't mean that it's the equivalent
Yeah.
of like sexual excitement that the girls are also
Yeah.
trying to put through. But there are some that are like, okay, I can get you. Some of them are like a lot of the smoogu ones,
Mhm.
where it's not really played as a joke, but he's just like naked.
Yeah.
Gamagori with his giant giant gun covering his
Yeah.
junk.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kendo guy too. Also, he's not really played for a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
The one that actually is played like a joke, which is surprising to me, is Mako. When Mako is like trying to get dressed.
Oh,
in
yeah.
In the nudist beach stuff, like she's like really struggling to try to get it on.
There was like a scene where she was trying to put on her regular clothes and she had like
Oh, her skirt was like on the top
top.
and her pants were on the bottom.
her shirt was on the bottom. That was
Or
really
pants, her shirt. Really, really funny. But yeah, like you said, it's not for everybody.
yeah. There's a lot. Almost everybody's practically naked throughout the anime.
Oh, and then at the end, they're literally naked.
Yeah.
There's more nudeness in it.
Mm. There's a lot of swearing in this as well.
Oh, really good.
And like you said, I had to ask my wife how to like word this, but there's a lot of sexual situations and there's a lot of like insinuating of sexual actions.
Yeah, I think I just
Yeah, that's
referred.
it. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that I think of was when Ryoko and the three of them were together.
Yeah.
Ragyo,
Ragyo and
Nui,
Nui, yeah.
when they were all together and they were putting on the junkets onto her.
Mm-hmm.
There was a scene. Well, it looked like you said it was like her grabbing her like her nether regions,
Yeah.
kind of. Well, it's like it's played off like that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
and like she like their fingers move in a certain way
Yeah.
that's very suggestive. And then it just goes into a scene of her transforming into senkets
Yeah.
or junkets, and it's like when I saw that I was shocked. I was like,
Yo.
I was like, that finger movement. What else could that be?
Exactly. That's
I mean, if
how
you watch the anime, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That finger movement. But it's like, really? That's like the most like
I think-
suggestive thing I've seen in an anime. I
I
think.
think that's the same way I felt with the Ragyo Satsuki scene when she's chained up,
Yeah.
and like you see like, you know, Satsuki's bare, you know, butt,
Yeah, and she's smacking it.
and she's smacking it. But then there's also a scene where like she goes like almost like under her butt, looking like she's gonna
Oh yeah.
grab her, and then it cuts away to like their faces, and you can tell that. Well, you can't tell because Satsuki's like Iron Will,
Mm-hmm.
but on the mom's face, you can tell that's where she grabbed.
Yeah.
And it's also like the crazy scene of the bathhouse too. Is a crazy scene.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, how did they? Like I would like to see how it looked on TV.
Oh yeah. I guess so, huh?
Like how it was censored, because
Mhm.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, because even the way that they were talking in the anime was very provocative.
Yeah, I can't. Like speaking of that, it's like when Nui and Ragyo combine
Mhm.
into the
Oh
big
yeah,
dress.
that was super
I was like,
provocative.
oh okay, that's not even. It's like totally on the nose what it's insinuating.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, not for everybody.
Yeah, but you could find it on Hulu.
You can find it on Hulu, or uncensored as it's going to be,
Yeah,
with the dub and the sub. Thank you, Hulu, for putting the dub on there.
yeah,
Because
definitely.
I was telling Jay, it definitely. If we were probably watching the sub, I maybe would have probably got lost. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to follow.
I might have
dub.
gave up.
Like it's really cool, but I can't
Yeah.
tell what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the dub really helped, and it was really good. And
Yeah. So if you're gonna watch it and you're not really like a Japanese native speaker or whatever,
or have high
Comprehension.
reading comprehension.
yeah, you're probably gonna be lost if you watch the Japanese.
I mean,
I'm sure you can do it,
you could do it.
but it's gonna be a tough time. I think you'd have more enjoyment with the English dub.
I don't know. Like nowadays, like doing the podcast, I'm having a little more fun watching dubs, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really helps with taking notes.
Yeah, it
You don't
definitely
have
does.
to
You don't have to read, and you don't have to like pause a lot
exactly.
to see like, oh, what did they just say?
And it really helps with cinematography too, because you can
Oh, yeah.
actually
pay attention
look into the backgrounds. Okay, so
to rewatchability.
watchability high.
I enjoyed it, but I think once is good enough for
You
me.
think once is good enough? I could see that. I would consider rewatching this.
To get like a better grasp of it.
Yeah. Well, I doubt there's much more to grasp.
Yeah, just to see little like nuances and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but it was really, really fun. And I could see myself just watching it again because it's just a fun anime.
yeah.
Things that we do different. Oh boy,
So,
there's a lot of stuff in this anime that I would do different.
yeah, for me, I think a few extra episodes would have helped with like just to help the pacing of the
Oh, yeah.
anime.
Just a few more episodes would have been nice.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was weird that the new opening starts on like episode like 16 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually choirs are split up 13 and 13.
Yeah.
And it's only a 24 episode anime, so I expected
Like
the
12,
choir to be
12.
12. Yeah, 12. But I think it ends on 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't know if they were planning on having more episodes and it just didn't happen, or maybe they thought they had more episodes than they had and they didn't.
Oh, maybe, huh?
So I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah, we'll have
about
to
that.
consult with Trigger about that.
Yeah, exactly. Something that I would do differently. I honestly didn't like the twist of like, oh, Satsuki was just like testing Ryoko through this whole
Oh, okay, yeah.
the whole first half was just a big test
Mm-hmm.
to see if Ryoko was worthy of like fighting with her. She was a reliable fighter.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that twist. Me personally, I would have preferred them to be like we're comrades because we're fighting a common
Evil.
Yeah, there's like a bigger, even though Satsuki is bad, there's a bigger bad above her and that she needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
And then like you could have had like a really cool moment to where like they meet eye to eye and they're like, you know what, you're not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, another favorite scene real quick. There's a lot of cool scenes in this anime. Some of my favorite ones is like before they go before Ryoko goes to space. I think it's before they fight Aragio actually. Ryoko's like, oh yeah, we can do it. She's like she's trying to call her sis.
Oh, yeah.
But then she's like, you don't have to like call me anything that you're not comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, the last word she tells her is like, yeah, she's like, oh, I'm glad to be back, sis. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Oh, yeah. Very
Aw.
cute.
I would love to see more of that dynamic.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Yeah, so I would have just had them, come together to fight a common enemy more often.
Okay.
And then like, I don't know, like I kind of didn't like how easily it was thrown away. Like, no, and like every one of the Elite Four knew.
Yeah.
Also, like right away, they're like, "Oh no, we were just testing you,"
Yeah, exactly.
and like all this stuff. And she's all, I was like, the fact she's like, "Why are you trying to kill me then?" And she's like, "Well, people are gonna try to kill you regardless, so we need to make sure that you're actually
tough enough or something.
yeah, yeah." I don't know. It was, and then it's just so like easily discarded away, like basically making the whole first half of the anime like almost nothing. Like there's no relevance to it because
Yeah.
none of it was real
Mhm.
to begin with. But again, the first half of the anime,
Lots of fun.
lots of fun. My favorite. It's one of my favorite first halves.
Yeah, very fun.
Very fun. Is there anything else you would do differently?
No, that's all I really thought of.
Yeah, everything else is pretty good. I love.
Yeah.
I'll go back and fix some, not all of the jank, just some of the jank,
Yeah.
just on the important parts.
Yeah, I just think that the biggest flaw with this anime is like the pacing and just how fast everything's going.
Yeah. It was
It's
like
just like it just feels like everything's just thrown into a blender and then just like
that's how I feel about most Studio Trigger anime. Is the second half just like crumbles under pressure. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
Because we've also said that about Little Witch.
a little bit, yeah, but
a little bit, yeah.
I don't
It's still
think
good,
it's
though.
not the I don't think the pacing ever goes off though. I just think
pacing wise, yeah, it
I
doesn't.
just think it like I like it more as a it's not monster of the it's kind of like monster of the week to where like there's not a lot of things that are built. It's episodic. That's the word I'm looking for. It's more episodic than anything.
Yeah,
The first half, even the first half of this anime, there's not a lot of continuity
Mhm.
that's shared in between the things. And same thing for Little Witch. There's not really any continuity between
episode to
episode up until the second half with Kuriwa or Qua or whatever. Crow.
Professor Crow.
Yeah, Professor Crow shows up, and then there's that continuity between all the episodes.
Yeah,
That's when I feel like it gets the weakest, but it's still good. It's just not as strong as the episodic nature of the first half.
yeah,
Which is the same thing as here. It's like the episodic nature of the first half is really good, but then as soon as there starts being continuity into the
Yeah.
episodes, that's
and
when
there's
it's
a bigger bad.
yeah, exactly. And then it's like whatever.
Okay.
All right, Jay. What the moment of truth?
The rating.
The rating. What would you give this?
I think I'm just gonna give this a recommend, just a flat recommend.
Yeah, same here.
It's not a high recommend for you.
I want to give it a high recommend because I really dug it, but it's that second half, man.
Yeah.
It kills it. If I could, I would. If I were to rank it, the first half is you gotta see the first half
Oh yeah, definitely.
because it's so imaginative and so
Yeah.
cool, fast paced,
Yeah, just the character designs alone are freaking amazing.
are worth it. Exactly. But just like the story, like if you like story,
Mm-hmm.
like if you love characters, this is you got to see it because all the characters I feel are really really cool.
Yeah, really strong character.
Really strong characters, but the overall like story is what makes it just like a recommend to me.
Yeah,
Like
it bogs it down a little bit.
you can find people who you like if you know their anime interest that you could tell like you need to see Kill la Kill because it's just how crazy it is.
Yeah,
Like people you know that they won't mind
the dumb stuff that
the
happens.
dumb stuff exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that dumb stuff at the same time that it doesn't put it on the big higher levels for me.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Now that we've put our clothes back on,
Clothes are no longer evil.
clothes are clothes. Humans are humans. Jay,
All right.
what's next week's anime?
All right. So, I wanna do another sports anime,
Okay.
and it's gonna be another like unconventional sport. So I guess volleyball was a regular sport, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be an unconventional sport. We're gonna be doing Long Riders. Have you ever heard of Long Riders?
No.
Do you know what? Guess what it's about?
Skateboarding.
No, it's actually about long distance cycling.
Okay. Where can we? I don't think this needs any much of a description.
Yeah, that's all. It's all about. It's cute. It's cute girls. Long distance cycling.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's we can watch this on Crunchyroll, and there are 12 episodes.
Okay.
So,
All right. So
I wanted like an easy watch this
short
week.
anime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
We should next week we can do the motorcycle club anime or
I know there's like another more popular cycling anime. It's like something club or something. I don't know.
yeah, or something
what I'm talking
Wild
about?
Pedal or something.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that one's like a racing.
super long.
That's like racing animes,
Yeah.
like on a like. It's not long distance.
It's not long distance. It's so weird.
Yeah.
What? Instead of 12 episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's on Crunchyroll.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do next week.
All right. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So if you liked us,
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead, leave a like on our SoundCloud. Follow us on SoundCloud.
follow us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Check out the YouTube. I'm finally caught up.
Yeah.
So
Finally cranking them out.
once Danganronpa is done, which it will be done, not today, but actually today when this podcast comes out, I think this is when episode 30 or 31 comes out of Danganronpa.
So
So we'll
the
be done by
finale.
then, yeah. And we're going back to our regular scheduled releases of 3 videos a week.
Okay.
Because now I'll be caught up.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon after, probably that Friday or this Friday, we'll have our first episode of Danganronpa 2
All right.
up there. And
So we're super caught up then, huh?
yeah, so we have a few in the bank, but we're going to do some trudging today.
Yeah, definitely. A few hours at least.
Yeah.
And
And I think we're doing a checkpoint next week, right?
about
On Danganronpa?
Yeah, about the Danganronpa, the first game.
Yeah. So be
So
on the
we'll be
lookout
doing
for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably not next week, but the week
After.
after.
Yeah. Sometime in the near future, we'll
Yeah.
be doing a
A checkpoint on it.
checkpoint on the first game.
Now that we're actually kind of done with it, Jay, what did you? I guess I can ask you during the checkpoint how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much know.
I
but-
pretty much know, but yeah,
But definitely share us with your friends on social media, whatever you want to do. Get us out there.
oh please and thank you. We would appreciate
Yeah, we
that.
definitely would appreciate that. And also leave a comment. Not a lot of you guys leave comments, so it'd be nice to hear from you guys what you guys think, what any kind of suggestions of like anime you want us to watch, what we could do better,
Yeah,
anything like that.
We went had that one time with that one person, and we still have.
Yeah, we've actually had like 2 comments like this whole time we've done this podcast. One was like a person confused at what this was,
Right.
and another one was
Was actually
some suggestions.
yeah, which we know that they listen to all of it because they're new to leave a comment about the suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you like. Yeah, you like. Just go ahead, just leave a comment, say hi.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll chat back.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, guys, stay nude, everybody.
Yeah, and then keep your clothes on.
You might think you the man up in Kobe and Kyoto, but this is Osaka, G. So unless you want my foot up your ass, get to stepping.
News travels fast in these parts, huh?